I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wrenches in my top drawer. We're going to do a show today, but first, Dane has something he wants to get off his chest. What do you want to say to the people, Dane?
Dude, I was going to tell you about dealing with people on Marketplace, man. At some point, we need to have a Marketplace etiquette show. So I got the metal business and do that. And I also, another thing I do for people is help them hunt down classic cars and pick them up, deliver them, fix them, all that kind of stuff, and hand them off. And so I was tracking down a truck for this guy for a long time. He's very specific on what he wanted. It needed to be a 66 Chevy K10, which is a four-wheel drive pickup. Well, one finally came up for sale, and it was white. It was the right color. It wasn't a total pile of junk. It just fit the bill in every way. And the guy was just very slow to respond to me. And eventually I was like, dude, I want to come get this thing. Talk to me here. And so he's like, okay, yeah, anytime today's fine. Great. I'll be there at 4:00. Send me your address. Sends me his address. About a 3-hour drive. I'm about an hour from his place. I get a message. Hey, just thought I'd let you know I just sold the truck. What? What do you mean you just sold the truck? I told you I was coming. We had an agreement. Yeah, but I got it out, made sure it was going to run good for you when you got here. And my friend drove by and he asked what I was doing. And I told him I was going to sell this truck, and he's like, oh, you'll regret it. Why don't I just buy it from you? And then that way, if you ever wanted it back, you can buy it back. And so we sold it to his friend. That's the story I got anyways. So
this is bad luck, Dane.
Dude, yeah. So I just was like, dude, no. I was like, we had an agreement. I was like, you need to talk to your friend and get that truck back. Or is the truck still there? The truck's there. We'll just make the deal now. We'll just make the deal now. I'll keep driving your way. He's like, no, he drove it home.
Then what you going to do? Make him sell you the truck?
Yeah, actually. So I talked to him for a bit more, and he was going on about, I feel really bad. I was just telling my wife this morning, I'm not going to be that guy that flakes out on people and sell stuff out from underneath of them. And I don't really like when people do that. And so there was a pause, and I was like, right. And you just did that to me. Oh, I know. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I was like, tell you what. Give me your friend's phone number, or if you'd like, you call your friend and tell him about the agreement that we had, and I'll buy the truck off of him. Sound good? And he's like, I don't know if he'll do that. I was like, listen, we had an agreement. I was like, I explained the situation I'm in. Like, I'm working for someone else here. Now you're into my time. I'm not getting paid. We already had this agreement going on. Okay, I'll talk to him. I'll see what he can do. I'll give you a call back tonight at 7. I'm gonna see him then. Okay. Well, I could be getting a call any minute now to see.
He's not gonna call you. It's over.
Dude, yeah, I figured 5% chance.
You like if a girl break up with a guy and the guy want to try to negotiate. There's no negotiations over.
Yeah, but this guy f***ed me. You gotta leave that out if you have to.
Oh,
but man, these things don't come up for sale that often. I was looking. I'm on my way. Don't be a dirtbag. Don't be a dirtbag. This isn't that hard, people. You say you're going to do something, just follow through.
Money was in his face, and he took it. That guy ain't going to call you.
I've got hope. I've got hope. I'm going to call that guy back, though, in about an hour here. Well. And just just hit him again. Hey, I'm just going to keep hammering on you. Let's make this happen. He knows he did wrong.
Give up on this. Give up on this. You're being ridiculous.
No.
You're not going to get the truck. The truck gone.
Man. No, you don't.
It's a verbal agreement. It means nothing.
It's true. That's true. But this is why people are the way they are in Marketplace. Stop selling stuff out from underneath people. Stop being dirtbag on Marketplace.
Nobody's going to listen to that. Nobody. You can't just make people into better people. People, they are what they are.
I think they've been calloused. You need to deal with good people.
About this.
No, we're going to make something.
All right. We're going to look at somebody else's bad problems right now.
Stellantis is laying off about 400 U.S. workers. WTOL 11 reached out to the company today. Says those cuts impact salaried workers, mostly in Michigan, and none are in Toledo.
You hear that, Dane? People are getting laid off, and you are worried about some truck that you can't buy. Don't you feel ashamed right now?
Jeeps kind of suck anyway, so not really.
The company says it is facing unprecedented uncertainties and heightened competitive pressures around the globe, leading to the layoffs. The company did release a statement reading in part, quote, "These reductions will be effective on March 31st. Stellantis will offer support for those affected, including a comprehensive separation package and transition assistance."
All right, you hear that, Dane? People
I
are
hear
getting
that.
laid off right now from
Yeah.
Stellantis. Part of the reason why Stellantis is laying people off is because CEO Carlos Tavares repeatedly has said that electric vehicles cost 40% more to make than those that run on gasoline, and that the
Yep.
company will have to cut costs to make EVs affordable for the middle class. He has said that the company is continually looking for ways to be more efficient. And if you see at the bottom, it says also about 5,000 salaried GM workers, many in engineering, took early retirement and buyout offers last spring. So as you can see, these electric cars are causing people to lose their jobs because EVs do not make as much money. What do you think about this, Dane?
Yeah, it's basic economics, right? People aren't, for one, people aren't buying these things. They haven't been in production very long, so there's a lot of efficiencies that could be made, but you have to go through all those steps to make those efficiencies happen, like you have right now with your gasoline and diesel engines. Yeah, this is some of the hurdles. They tried pushing this too hard, too fast, and now they're feeling the pain. And when I say they, the they is the EPA and the government, forcing these automakers to have to kind of go down this route. I don't think they would have done this on their own.
Yeah, they definitely would not have done this on their own. I think that part of the reason why EVs are not making as much money for companies other than Tesla is because Tesla does, I think they call it giga pressing to the frame of the vehicle, to where they kind of press the frame into shape instead of welding it piece by piece. So it's a lot faster and cheaper to produce. However, it does cost more to repair because there are less parts of the body.
It's also the only thing that they do. Where General Motors, Toyota, Nissan, Stellantis, most of their cars they're making, before were not EVs. So that's a completely new manufacturing line, where these other companies have tried to start where Tesla's at now, and they haven't taken those growing steps. So there's a major learning curve that needs to happen there. And then along those lines, they're going to find efficiencies. They're going to find ways to cut cost, and materials become more available as they start to buy more. But that stuff takes time, and they're trying to rush it really fast. And
yeah, and yeah, I think you make a good point. Tesla has a longer time to develop their suppliers and their infrastructure, to whereas like right now, the other companies are just starting to work with their suppliers, and they're trying to get their production lines up and everything like that. So it's going to take time. And one thing I wanted to say is I am getting a little sick of people saying that there will be an eventual transition to EVs. This is not something that is inevitable. This is something they want to happen, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen easy. I don't say we necessarily need to fight it, but let it go at a natural pace. The consumer is going to dictate whether these vehicles are good or not. If the consumers want to buy EVs, well, then sales will increase, or you'll just have less EVs on dealer lots, which tells the manufacturers we need to make more of these things. And then what are people buying? Are they wanting small EVs? Are they wanting big EVs? Are they wanting sports car EVs? Are they wanting stuff that can haul heavy loads down? You know what I mean? As these things slowly roll out, they're going to get a better idea of what consumers are wanting. They're going to gain more of a repertoire with the customers, or the people that are potential buyers, and have that more buyer confidence. It allows time for infrastructure to grow at that same rate. And it's all skewed right now. They're trying to put the cart before the horse.
Well, I mean, it's weird because the government is trying to force something on the industry that takes a while, and that industry is one that needs to be fed right now. Like you start making cars, those cars have got to sell quick. I mean, it's no time to be waiting around because people got to keep making more cars. And what are they going to do? Stop? Now you got to pay people to sit around and do nothing?
Well, no, they're going to fire them like they're doing
Yeah,
right
like
now.
you just saw, they're getting fired.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right,
Yeah, it
well,
ain't gonna happen. But yeah, like I said, at the rate that they're wanting to force this, everything else around it isn't moving as fast and can't. And it just, I guess it could, but the demand's not there. The demand's still in other places. A lot of stuff needs to be sorted out on the back end, and that's really a major crutch. But on top of that, they're still not selling. Even if all that stuff was figured out, and these vehicles were cheaper, they're still not selling.
The longer vehicles sit on a dealership lot, the more that costs the dealership. Like they have to pay, they buy these cars with short-term loans.
Yep.
So the longer they sit there, the more they have to pay in interest. And it gets to the point where they don't make any money.
Exactly. In a lot of cases, there was a weird time where in the last couple of years where stuff was marked way up, and that's just, we never seen anything like that before, really. But typically they're selling right at or just barely above the minimum that the dealer will allow you. The dealer sets a minimum price that they'll allow these certified dealers to sell at. They cannot sell below that price. So some people go right to that number and just get it out the door, and they make like $500 on a new car. What they're trying to do to make money as a dealership is get your used car on trade and make money on that on the back end.
That's where they're making money, is on used cars.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly.
But I'm gonna make a prediction, and then we're gonna get out of here.
All right, what's that?
Just a prediction. My predictions have been good so far. There is not going to be any transition to EV, not until the world runs out of oil, because the better you make EVs, the better plug-in hybrids get. You start getting breakthroughs in battery technology. That's fine. It's like, oh, now my EV goes 700 miles per charge. Well, guess what? You put a battery the third of the size into a plug-in hybrid, and guess what? Now the plug-in hybrid gets 1,200 miles per charge. They can't catch up. They're not going to catch up.
No.
It's impossible.
I'm mostly with you. I think we'll still see pure EVs, but I don't think we'll see an explosion of only pure EV sales. They're really kind of a novelty, and they're for the person that is short distance commuting at this point. Even if they have a range of 200 miles, the average person's not driving that in a day or taking them on a 200-mile trip. They're driving 10 miles to work and back, and just a short round trip, and they want to feel good about themselves for not burning fuel, which is fine, but it's still a novelty. Something I see a lot here is our town that's near us allows side-by-sides on the road. So you have off-road UTVs and side-by-sides all over in town. Those could easily be electric golf carts, EV cars, whatever. But guess what? They're going to pay 30 grand for a brand new side-by-side to ride in town and not use for its intended case because it's fun. EVs aren't fun.
No.
They're
a vehicle that's more based on ideology than practicality. So the practical people aren't biting because plug-in hybrids are superior, and they're going to remain superior until we run out of oil and gas costs $20 a gallon. Then you'll see people switch to EVs in mass. Until then, you're going to be at about 20 to 30% market share, and that's it. There's going to be no switch. Just like the U.S. was supposed to switch over to the metric system, right? That ain't ever happened.
It's coming. It's still coming.
yeah. It's right around the corner. All right. Well, there you have it, people. That is today's news. Some people got laid off at Stellantis. Hopefully they will land on their feet. They are engineers. They'll be able to get hired, I believe, and they will be fine and dandy. They'll be all right. I went through this in the past, and they'll get through it too.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's business as usual in that industry. Every couple of years, every time the stock price drops a little bit, you're going to lose workers, and it sucks because sometimes it's a house cleaning. Other times you're seeing people go that you don't want to see go, that are actually good people, that are good engineers. that, really benefit the company. But other times it's an excuse to just be like, let's get rid of some low performers. I don't think this is that, though.
Yeah.
This is just.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. And if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments. And I will see you later. Thank you for tuning in and have a good one.
Yep. See you guys. Don't be a dirtbag in marketplace.